my diamonds, my TikTokers, my Teletubby, SheilaTruelove, Venezuelan gangs, the immigrants. I have been supporting Kamala. My question is, what is Kamala's plan when it comes to allowing all of these immigrants into the country? I'm hoping that she has a plan, okay? Because we know that Donald Trump is definitely using that as his number one weapon, is look at these immigrants coming into the country. They're giving these immigrants $150,000 to purchase a home when you got Americans who are homeless. Where are they giving us $150,000 to buy our first home or condominium? I don't like houses. I like condos. But this is an outrage. This is crazy. Let me share this with you. Oh my God. Kamala, if you can hear me, honey. Yeah.
But I'm about to say it because y'all not about to like what I'm about to say, but I'm about to say it anyway.
Go ahead, girl.
I know the police and the military and the government ain't scared of no Venezuelans with some guns. Let it be a gang of black people. I bet you we wouldn't be sitting online talking about they got some squatters' rights. Oh, the mayor and the government. Oh, nobody knows what to do. Police officers in this government have violated black people's rights for decades. And now all of a sudden the police want to tiptoe around somebody's rights talking about they got squatters' rights. Violate their rights the same way that y'all violate our rights. Where are all that rah-rah energy now? Y'all want to act like y'all so big, bad, and tough when y'all come up against black people, but now these Venezuelans out here terrorizing y'all want to act like y'all scared, talking about some rights. Y'all don't give a damn about nobody's rights. Let this have been some black people doing this type of shit. It would have been the SWAT team. They would have had the fucking Marines up in there. They would have been having helicopters everywhere. And they ain't released no tear gas, no pepper spray, no tasers, no bullets, no nothing. We get it all though. Black people, we get it all though. We can't hold a pot of boiling water. We can't be outside selling cigarettes. We can't be riding in our car coming home from work. We can't be sleeping in our beds in our own homes. I don't want to hear all that nice shit from the government and the police, the mayor, whoever. Because that's what y'all do to us. That's the energy that we get. So what's the difference? Y'all not about to like what I'm about to say, but I'm about to say it anyway.
Okay, she's making some very valid points. If this was black people interrogating the country the way you see these immigrants, they would have had them locked up a long time ago. The army forces would have been out. The army, the Marines, everybody would have been out to get these black people under control. But that's not the main thing I'm focusing on here. Here we go.
I'm going to ask y'all again, how long are we going to let the federal and state governments play in our face and play with our money? There was, 15 hours ago, there was a bill that was signed into law in California that's going to help illegal immigrants get up to $150,000 in funding for their first home. Illegal immigrants that have a taxpayer number or an SSN, but they're non-citizens. Listen to this.
Here in California is difficult and expensive.
Tonight, a bill in the state legislature is causing national controversy. Should undocumented immigrants be allowed to receive money from the state to help buy their first home? ABC 10's Jeannie Nguyen is in studio tonight with more on what's been proposed and why it's so controversial.
Alex, buying a home here in California is difficult and expensive. But the Dream for All program, first offered in 2023, could give people who qualify up to $150,000 to buy their first home. The money designated for the program ran out in just days, and tonight I asked both Democrats and Republicans about proposed additions to the program to allow everyone, regardless of immigration status, to apply for the funding.
On a busy Tuesday at the state capitol on the Senate floor,
Assembly Bill 1840 by Assemblymember Arambla.
Lawmakers passed Assembly Bill 1840. Democratic Senator Scott Wiener presented this bill on the Senate floor on behalf of its author, Assemblymember Joaquin Arambla.
This bill allows undocumented immigrants who have social security numbers or taxpayer identification numbers, meaning they're working and paying taxes in California, to be able to access down payment assistance programs.
I got a simple question for you. Just one simple question. Where in the hell are those programs for black Americans that were born here? Our government, the state government in California, is showing...
I don't even want to say black Americans, just Americans, period. Now, I understand why they allow the immigrants to come to this country, because if you want this country to continue to function, you need workers. A lot of the Americans are not willing to work anymore. They're opening up, they're becoming content creators. They're making good money that way. They're finding other ways, opening up their own businesses, because they're not willing to, these employers are not willing to pay at least $25 an hour If you're making less than $25 an hour, then you're making less than $50,000 a year. And with the cost of rent, food, gas, utilities, the cost of living, making less than $50,000, it's hard to survive. But the immigrants are willing to come to the country and work for $9 to $12 an hour. And the reason why they're able to make it with that kind of money is because they stick together, they unite, they stay home unless they marry out of the house. So each person is putting money in with their $10 or $12 an hour jobs. They're uniting forces. That's how they're able to open up businesses, buy houses, not only houses. And we see that they're giving them a break right now. But previous to that, it wasn't always like that. But the immigrants were willing to come to this country to work. You know how many companies have shut down because nobody is showing up for work? Now, and I'm hoping, Kamala, you still allow a certain percentage of immigrants to come to the country, but you got to put a stop to the amount and set up shelters for these immigrants. Shelters, honey. They shouldn't be living the life of Riley and living a 5-star lifestyle while Americans are sitting up here struggling. But I understand that you have to let immigrants in because we have to keep the country running. We have to keep it working. Stores are not having things delivered because the delivery people are not showing up for work. Hospitals are having a hard time taking care of patients. Nobody's showing up for work. When it comes to CNAs or caretakers, or nobody's showing up for work. So they have to allow immigrants, and I get that part. But you have to put a limit to how many. And you have to set up shelters for them. Make sure the shelters are comfortable, but let them work their way out of the shelter. Because this is not. But we have to focus, instead of the president, we have to focus more on these mayors and these governors and other people in the political arena, not the president. Now, the president has the power to sign executive orders. This is what Donald Trump said he will do to override the governors and override the mayor, is he will sign an executive order to put a stop to the immigrants. Now, Kamala Harris, she could put a stop to the amount of immigrants also. I'm hoping to God, please let that be her plan. She has got to have some kind of plan. Because, come on, Kamala. A lot of people are trying to back you, Ma, but we got to see what's going on with this immigrant nonsense. This is crazy. And then you're allowing violent people to come here. People who are members of gangs, who are hurting American people. Kamala, what's up?
You Californians who tend to vote liberal, by the way. Keep that in mind. Y'all love tending to vote liberal. They're showing you that if you were naturally born in the United States of America, you take a back seat. If you need any more help, if you need any more assistance, realizing that the government of the United States, at the state level, local level, and in some cases at the federal level, are willing to put Americans last, in particular those that happen to have a little bit more, got a little bit more melanin in that DNA than some other folks. Why are you giving your votes? Why are you giving your time, your effort to politicians that display on a consistent basis they're willing to put us all dead last? Illegal undocumented immigrants get more money than Americans because they have what?
That's great.
Because they got what? A taxpayer identification number or an SSN? We was born here. At what point will we realize that they are trying to eliminate the necessity of campaigning to black Americans? They are literally actively trying to erase us. Again, I am not going to ever tell you who to vote for. Never. It's not my place.
Me either.
I'm a political science major anyway. I don't tell anybody who to vote for. It's not my place to do so. But I will tell you this. Your decisions matter. And your inaction. There comes a time, Dr. King said, there comes a time when silence becomes betrayal. Don't betray your own personal interests. Black people love trying to be everybody's friend, except when it's time to be friend to ourselves. We love campaigning for everybody else. We love trying to solve everybody else's problems and wondering why we left out just to dry when it comes time for us to get help, when it comes time for us to get assistance. Wake up and smell the coffee. Change yourself, change the game. Because if we don't, we're in some serious trouble.
You dig? That's where he always usually ends. But he's making some very valid points. I also heard how they are giving immigrants food stamps. The immigrants are taking the food and throwing it in the garbage, saying that the American food is not good enough for us. We're not going to let these Americans teach us how to eat. Are you serious? Yeah, I want to share this.
The bill makes illegal migrants eligible for $150,000 to buy a new home. Lawmakers created the program so citizens and legal residents could afford to live here. But last week, Democrats changed the law to say this: an applicant who meets requirements for the loan assistance program shall not be disqualified solely based on the applicant's immigration status.
The social and economic benefits of...
That's ridiculous. Okay. And I'm sure Donald Trump, he's allowing this, like, he's up to this. Trust me. At the same time, come on, Kamala, baby. I want you to pull something out of your pocket that's going to knock him off his feet. I'm hoping. Come on, Kamala. Let me share this with you also.
We wanted to show you just how much asylum seekers are getting in some of our biggest blue cities, starting right here in New York. If you're...
My son and I, we're going to the movies. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Let me start this again so you can see what's going on.
We wanted to show you just how much asylum seekers are getting in some of our biggest blue cities, starting right here in New York. If you're a migrant, you're guaranteed housing, some of them being placed in hotel rooms that average $300 a night. Then a number of those migrants qualify to be part of the $53 million debit card pilot program. That means they are handed $1,000 on a debit card each and every month. Add SNAP benefits on top of that, and we're talking an additional $1,400. In Los Angeles, migrants are given full coverage health insurance and soon could also get $1,000 a month through the city's new guaranteed income pilot program, which is immigration status blind. That means you could get it even if you're not here legally. And in Chicago, they so far have spent $300 million since 2023 on migrants. That's on things like food and even laundry. As part of that spending, it's going towards rental assistance. If you're a migrant there, you could get up to $15,000. We wanted to show...
This is now. See, that's ridiculous. It's cray. I agree.
So let me get this.
Okay, so I wanted to get footage of what's going on in Aurora, so I drove all the way down here.
Okay, my darlings, here we are.
It's over. New York City has run out of money and will no longer give migrants from Venezuela food stamp cards.
Good.
The program began because thousands of pounds of food ended up in the trash can because Venezuelans said that this food was not culturally acceptable to them and that they could not see themselves eating American food. Therefore, they threw it in the trash. Approximately
the nerve, the arrogance.
3,000 migrants received these food stamps cards that allow them to purchase foods and anything that they needed. But the mayor has said that he's out of money. There's no more funds to fund the program that has been giving 3,000 migrants from Venezuela a food stamp card. And so it begins, because these people without food stamp cards, without hotel rooms, crime is about to hit the ceiling. We already seen it. New York crime is to the roof, especially done by these migrants who a lot of them belong to gang membership of El Tren de Aragua. The program was unsustainable. 3,000 Venezuelan migrants receiving food stamps for how long? Hotel rooms for how long? What were you trying to accomplish by providing this program? Because the more you give to people, the less they're going to do for themselves.
Right.
The mayor of New York has been criticized because how dare he discontinues the program for the migrants from Venezuela? How dare he doesn't provide them with unlimited access to free food and free shelter? The rest of immigrants like myself, we don't get it. We do not get it. We never came to this country to ask for a handout. We came to work.
That's right.
Day one, working. We don't understand it. This is like a foreign language to us. And the absolute worst the mayor of New York could have done for these people is to give them just what they wanted, a handout.
Yeah, like I said, you notice how she said when back in the day when her people came to this country, if you're Irish, if you're African, if you are what the other Greek, if you are a different culture, you are an immigrant. Pretty much your ancestors were immigrants too. That's why I say we should give them a fair chance within reason. Within reason. There should be a limit in terms of how many immigrants are allowed in this country. And before you take care of somebody else's baby or child, is it not wise to take care of your own? And I agree that the immigrants should have a hotel where you spend $300 a night. What? This is an outrage. Kamala, what's up, ma? We're waiting, girl. I'm rooting for you because I know, I know you've got to have a plan. I'm getting ready to go to the movies. Me and my son, we're going to go watch. This is a nice movie. It's a Christian movie, and it's going to be great. And I'm going to go relax my mind and have a great time. And yeah. But Kamala, what's up? Twinkle, twinkle, twinkle.